Hello, welcome to our channel, Datascientist.ca, and so we have smart data learners, which is basically a part of the Datascientist.ca. So today we will again be working on our Power BI certification and exam questions, and as these are the part of already created videos where we have covered various questions on the topic of interview and exam questions. So let's begin our today's video with the question number this. So today's question, first question is, what is the purpose of data normalization? So basically, I would like also further to explain that don't confuse the data normalization with the relational databases. In today's in this question, when it appeared in a certification exam, basically what they are asking is they're looking for ways to uh, normalize or scale the data basically. In Power BI, the purpose of data normalization is to bring all numeric values to a common scale or range so that comparison and visual analysis are more accurate. When data fields have very different ranges, for example, sales amount in thousands and units sold in single digits, visuals or calculations can become biased toward the field with the larger values. By normalizing the data, we, for example, using DAX measure or Power Query transformation, you can scale values between 0 to 1, min-max normalization, or standardize them with the z-score normalization. This makes patterns easy to identify and improves the performance of analytics or AI visuals that depend on the uh, balanced data. So basically, viewers, this question is very important that can appear in an interview or a certification. If it comes in an interview, it's best ways to discuss what they are actually meaning by the data normalization. If they might be asking for relational databases or the scaling of the data. But in case of the, I would say that's my opinion basically. And in case of the in exam question, uh, that what I have the answer. Basically, it's scale or range the data. So, for example, I will show you this visual. This visual has sum of sales, count of order IDs, north, east, west regions. So these are the normalized sales and the z-scoring method. I will show you the measures for these. So in the normalized sales, what we are doing is we have total 1500 sales, 7000, 7000, and 23,500. So, and we have the data by regions, right? And here we have we will use min x all sale. This is a table. Basically, this is the minimum axis. It will go through the values and find out the minimum sales amount, and then the same with the max value, max x, all, and it will check the maximum values. Once we have that, we divide these sales amount by the minus the minimum value. This is the formula, sales amount minus the minimum value divided by max minus min. So the answer basically is purpose. What is the purpose? The question, this is beyond the scope of this question, but the answer in the exam, if it comes, the data normalization is to bring numeric fields to a common scale or range so that comparisons and visuals are more accurate. And then in question we have another question we have is what is the purpose of Power BI Q&A feature? You see, if we go to the modeling tab, like we have this Q&A feature here. And what is the purpose of Power BI Q&A feature? The purpose of Power BI Q&A feature is to allow users to ask natural language questions and receive visual answers. Explanation. The Power BI Q&A feature is designed to allow users to ask questions in natural language and receive visual answer in the form of charts, graphs, and other visualization. This feature uses natural language processing (NLP) technology to understand users' questions and provide relevant data and insights. For complete details, you can visit the Teach Q&A to understand questions and terms in Power BI Q&A. Let's go there. Let's see if we can. So basically, this is the website where questions. This on that on addresses this feature of the Q&A. Teach Q&A to understand questions and terms in Power BI. So you can go through all of these details, but we can further, let's say we can try that. For example, just for for our viewers, we can look into that in the modeling tab, like it says, it shows. For example, here we have this Q&A session, Q&A setup. For example, we can ask sales data. Let's see. You see, it gave us some information from our the data sets. So that is the feature. Basically, we can perhaps we will create a dedicated video to cover these features. But for now, for the scope of this today's video, it's enough to know what is the purpose of Power BI Q&A features, and then if for more information, you can search this topic on Google and check on the Microsoft website. It explains very well. So let's go to the next question. You have a Power BI. You have reports that uses financial data sets and are exported as PDF files. Let's see. So what is the when working with the data? So in the Power BI, basically the question is how to apply sensitivity labels. Our the question we have is you have Power BI tenant and so that is the question. You have, for example, you have the Power BI tenant. You have the reports that use financial data sets and are exported as PDF files. You need to ensure that reports are encrypted. What should you do? What should you implement? Sensitivity labels. Explanation. Sensitivity labels are used to classify and protect uh, data based on its sensitivity level. By applying sensitivity label to a financial data set used in the reports, you can ensure that reports are encrypted and protected from unauthorized access. Sensitivity labels can be applied to various types of content, including Power BI reports, and can be used to enforce encryption and other security policies. and can be used to enforce encryption and other security policies. For complete overview of how to apply sensitivity label, visit Microsoft website. How to apply sensitivity labels in Power BI, microsoftfabric.com. That's a term, so we can look into that. Sensitivity labels from Microsoft Purview information protection on your reports. Dashboard, semantic models, information, data flows, and .pbix files can guard your sensitive content against unauthorized data access and leakage. Labeling your data correctly with sensitivity labels ensures that authorized people can access your data. This article shows you how to apply sensitivity label in Power BI. Let's see if it applies sensitivity label in Power BI. In Power BI service, basically it says in the Power BI service, you can apply sensitivity labels to reports, dashboards, semantic models, and data flows. Here are some requirements to apply for sensitivity labels in Power BI service. You must have a Power BI Pro or Premium per user license and edit permissions on the content you want to label. Note, if you have free license, you can only apply sensitivity labels to items in your Microsoft workspace, provided that the other requirements listed have been met. So, basically, viewers I have provided, you can go to the Microsoft website for more information on that sensitivity labels. Um, but for the exam point of view, the answer is already we have explained to classify a data based on its sensitivity levels. And perhaps a dedicated video we will create for this sensitivity uh, topic. Okay, let's go to the next question. You have a data set that is used infrequently and refreshes every hour. You receive a notification that refresh was disabled due to inactivity. Which two actions will cause the scheduled refresh? Which two actions will cause the scheduled refresh schedule to resume? That is a question that can come into interview or certification exam. From the Power BI service, open a dashboard that uses the dataset. As opening a dashboard that uses dataset will trigger the scheduled refresh schedule to resume. This is because the dashboard is dependent on the dataset and opening it will cause Power BI to check if the dataset needs to be refreshed. In case of a report, open a report that uses the dataset. This proposition is also correct, as opening a report that uses the dataset will trigger the scheduled refresh to resume. This is because the report is dependent on the dataset, and opening it will cause report to check if the dataset needs to be refreshed. And as we have already okay, so we that's enough for this question. Basically, when we run the reports in the Power BI service, it will refresh. That refresh will trigger, right? That's what it says. Whether it's a report or a dashboard, right? Number 5.55. This question today, you want to show the distribution of customer ages in a survey. Which chart type would be best to use? So we have a variety of charts, but the histogram would be the best chart type to use to show distribution of customer ages in a survey. Explanation: a histogram is a chart type that displays the distribution of numerical data. It used to show uh, the frequency distribution of continuous data. In case the customer ages are continuous, histogram would best way a histogram would be the best way to show the distribution of these ages. We can look at the Google if we have that kind of a. So that's how it shows the age groups, and that is basically the histogram. We'll go back to our questions. So that is today's our that is the last question for our today's video. So basically today we cover again 5 questions uh, important by interview or exam certification point of view. So viewers, if you like our video, please like and share, as well as subscribe our channel. That will motivate us to create bring more topics relating to data analytics in general, and Power BI specifically for our viewers. So thank you and have a great day.